Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back putting a positive spin on Power Rangers. Power Rangers was the 2017 sort of reboot of the 90s Mighty Morphin Power Rangers TV series. It's not a remake of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie from 1995, since that film was a direct continuation of the established TV series. This movie is more of an origin story, which I think appeals to fans of the original as well as a whole new audience, which is a huge positive for me. This was a first-time watch for both me and Jason, and this movie was panned by critics. Imagine this, though. It blew us away. I don't know what critics want, and I don't know what fans want, because this movie is awesome. As someone who grew up watching the 90s Mighty Morphin Power Rangers series, and as someone who was a huge fan at that time, I can say this movie definitely brought the nostalgia. At the same time, it brings something fresh and new to the story. It's funny, because a supporter of my channel and Jason's channel told us we would not find any positives in this film. I definitely didn't expect that to be the case, but I definitely didn't expect to love this movie this much. Jason said it when the movie was over. This should have been a summer blockbuster. It's so much fun, and it has so much to offer. Again, whether you were already a fan of Power Rangers, or this was something brand new to you, there is much enjoyment to be had. I love that there are plenty of homages and Easter eggs for those who did watch the original series, but it also wasn't a necessity to watch that to enjoy this. We get the backstory to Zordon and Rita Repulsa. We are introduced to the characters who will become the Power Rangers. And the movie is basically an introduction lesson on Power Rangers 101. Everything you need to know is summarized in the film. This is a fantastic standalone, and it was meant to be the first film in a brand new franchise. Unfortunately, because of the hate it received from critics and fans alike, that didn't happen. This was the first and only film. Once again, that really pisses me off, especially because of the mid-credit scene, which sets up the sequel. That was another huge positive for me. But we won't get a continuation because of all the damn negativity. I truly don't know what some of you expected from this. The new characters are great, although they're not really new characters, they're just new versions of the characters. The Power Rangers are still Jason, Kimberly, Billy, Zach, and Trini. They're of course played by different actors and actresses in this, though. I love that they didn't just create new Power Rangers. They stuck with those characters we know and love. Those of us who watched the original series, that is. Dacre Montgomery, who most people will probably recognize as Billy from Stranger Things, plays Jason, the Red Ranger, in Power Rangers. Singer and actress Naomi Scott plays Kimberly. R.J. Cyler, who plays in Scream, the TV series, Season 3, plays Billy. And much of the other cast was recognizable as well. Elizabeth Banks plays Rita Repulsa, and I think she's fantastic in the role, despite getting a lot of criticism from critics and fans. Some say she was too over the top, but I don't think so at all, especially having seen the original Rita Repulsa in the TV series. I thought it was interesting seeing her in a different type of role like this, and I like her voice especially. Bryan Cranston, Heisenberg himself, is Zordon in this, and Bill Hader lends his voice for Alpha 5. We also have David Denman, who plays Jason's father. He's in Brightburn, as well as the U.S. The Office. Like I said, I think it's a really great cast of characters. It's also a positive that they kept the setting as Angel Grove. We get to see Angel Grove High School, complete with its own bully. And we get to see the mines, which are very much like those in the TV series. I like that, like the characters in the show, the Rangers wear their own colors when they're not in their armor. For example, Jason will be seen wearing a red shirt, Billy blue, Trini yellow, and so on. Zordon looks really cool in this, as does Alpha 5. They're modernized for a modernized movie. I love the underground command center in this. The special effects are really well done, and that's another big positive. The CGI in this movie is the good CGI, if you know what I mean. Considering bad CGI can make or break a movie for some of you, Jeepers Creepers Reborn, for example, it's great to see some really well done CGI in this. I like the unique twist on morphing in this adaptation. That's a positive. And I like the effects when they do morph. I know a lot of other people hate this, but I appreciate the fact that we don't actually see the Rangers morph until 90 minutes into the movie. Again, this is an origin story, and there's a lot of buildup, but it's definitely worth the wait. Despite having an approximate runtime of 2 hours and 4 minutes, Power Rangers flies by. It's really well paced, and you don't even realize it's been 90 minutes before the Rangers actually morph. There's a lot of action and excitement, and even horror, especially the first hour or so of this film. They could have called it Horror Rangers. Rita Repulsa is seen as and described as a serial killer. Bodies are turning up all around Angel Grove because she's killing people. She looks awesome too. Genuinely frightening. Without spoiling anything, in case you haven't seen Power Rangers, I love how they incorporated the Green Ranger in multiple ways. I'll leave it at that. Speaking of which, I love that the original Green Ranger and the original Pink Ranger have cameos. Jason David Frank and Amy Jo Johnson appear late in the film, wearing their signature colors. I love that we get to see a different version of Goldar in the movie. There's comedy in Power Rangers, and a whole lot of heart. I really like that these characters are not the wholesome teens from the TV series, but they're real. They seem like real teenagers with real problems who make real mistakes. It's evident that they are genuinely good people, though. Especially Jason, who's the leader. And he was always my favorite Power Ranger. I love the friendship that is established between the new characters. That's a huge positive for me. When the teens first realize they have superpowers, it kind of reminded me of Chronicle, which is another movie I love. So that's another positive. I laughed out loud when Rita eats the Krispy Kreme donut. And I love that she used a popular catchphrase from the TV show. The Zords look really good in this. We get to see a new Putty Patrol. That's a positive. The soundtrack of modern music is another positive, especially because it features Go Go Power Rangers, the classic TV series theme song. I was hoping we'd get to see it, and we do. The Megazord appears. There's a ton of action and excitement, all leading up to a spectacular climax. It's reminiscent of a battle from Robot Jox, and I love Robot Jox, so that's a positive. That final narration from Zordon gave me chills as well. And then, that mid-credit scene I mentioned earlier. Amazing. I love that this isn't a dumbed-down version of Power Rangers. It really was made for a general audience. This 2017 movie didn't just make me a Power Rangers fan all over again. It made me want to be a Power Ranger all over again. To me, that's magical, and that's a positive. I was going to mention something else, and I still will, but spoiler-free. There's something that happens in the film that I thought was a bold move. It was shocking, in fact. It's the point in the movie that just blew me away. And even though I can't say what it is without spoiling it, it's another huge positive. I don't know, guys. I loved this movie. Never mind a positive spin. I couldn't find a negative thing in this film if I wanted to. This should not even be in the same conversation as hated movies. Man, I really wish we could have seen the rest of this franchise as planned. I'm extremely impressed, and Power Rangers is definitely a movie I'll be revisiting more often than not. I already can't wait to watch it again. I personally absolutely loved it, but you don't have to agree. This is just my positive spin. Be sure to check out Jason's as well. To which hated movie will we next give a positive spin? Check back soon to find out. Until then, what are your thoughts on Power Rangers? Comment below and let me know. Thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind. Subscribe.